Braves country. We are now officially in second place. So we're only 4 games out behind the Mets. We're tied with the Phillies now. And we still have a lot of baseball to go. I mean, a lot of baseball to go. And I, for one, am excited for this weekend. I can't wait for this thing to get going. Braves tonight at 7:05 Eastern. Here's hoping we don't. I haven't even checked it. I'll check it here in a second. I haven't even checked what the damn weather. I just hope we get good weather this weekend. I want to see good baseball. I want to see a series, which the Braves need this one desperately. They need to win this series. They don't want to split it. You want to win 3 of 4, and it got off to a great start last night, getting the first W. The uneasiness of it was we never felt like, even with the 7-2 lead, that it was over. And that is just, we're shell-shocked by our bullpen. There's no other word for it. We are shell-shocked by our bullpen. But even with all that being said, we're 4 games behind the New York Mets. We're in a flat-footed tie with the Philadelphia Phillies. If you missed the big news last night outside of Braves country, there was a huge trade in Major League Baseball. The Tampa Bay Rays, which thankfully they're not in the National League, they got Nelson Cruz from the Minnesota Twins. And what did Tampa have to give up? And the reason why I'm bringing this up, Braves country, is this will tell you if you want to get someone of that ilk, because he's arguably the best hitter available, pure hitter available on the market. Trevor Story, you could probably argue, could be right in there, but pound for pound, punch for punch, I know he's had his steroid issues in the past. There's no better hitter that I think that's out there on that market than Nelson Cruz. He's got what, like 19 home runs in 85 games played? It's insane. But they had to give up their number 10 prospect overall. This is according to MLB Pipeline. Their number 10 prospect overall and their number 17 prospect overall to get Nelson Cruz and pay the rest of his salary. And then they also received the Rays got a right-hand pitcher named Calvin Fletcher, or I'm sorry, Foucher. He is not ranked right now. 25-year-old pitcher, maybe someone that the scouts liked. Might just be a throw-in, who knows? But essentially, they get Cruz for the dry run. He does not have a controllable year, so this is it. Gets him for a dry run to make a run at the championship, at the run at the division, and away we go. What's important to note about that is I think some adjustments, some ads can be made by the Braves, and they're not going to have to pay a pauper share. Here's the deal. The Atlanta Braves still have a top 5 farm system. Tampa Bay is looked upon as probably the best. Some arguments back and forth, but for this conversation, he's looked upon, or they are looked upon as arguably the best. So the number 10 guy in their pipeline, I would argue that the Braves are right there with them. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of the Atlanta Braves guys are their quote unquote prospects. They're already up. So you have to look at how it's ranked and what ranking you go off of. But regardless, to get some help, and we've got about 8 days till the trading deadline. To get some help, if they want a big time, now they couldn't have added Nelson Cruz. It's no skin off the Braves because Nelson Cruz can only DH. He's long are the days that Nelson Cruz can play any kind of defensive position. You might be able to stick him in at first base in a panic move, but you're not benching Freddie Freeman. And That would be, I mean, if you had him at first base, you got a clunker. You got a guy that can barely move right now. So if the Braves are going to go after a guy, it's going to be a guy that can play outfield. It's going to be a guy that maybe if you have some control, you're willing to give up a little more. I'm thinking Joey Gallo would be the ultimate. I saw a piece the other day, and the thing is, I've been banging the table for several weeks about the fact that if they would just go to the Texas Rangers, if they would just go to the Texas Rangers and grab Joey Gallo and Ian Kennedy for this stretch run, I'm almost positive the Atlanta Braves would overtake the Mets. Joey Gallo would give him that pop in the lineup out in left field. They got Jock Peterson and right to play leadoff. They can platoon whatever the hell they want at center field between Almonte and Heredia. Arcia is doing okay, but he's not a Joey Gallo. And Ian Kennedy is that closer you need. And you put Will Smith in the 8th inning role, you slide everybody down. This bullpen all of a sudden looks a lot better, doesn't it? That's the trade that I'm hoping for. That's the trade that I'm desperately wanting to see the Braves make. I don't know if they'll be willing to give up the pieces. And in all likelihood, you won't see 2 players from one team go to another team because they try to get as much as they can. But give them Kyle Wright. That would be an earth mover. But give him Kyle Wright. Enough is enough. Let him start somewhere fresh. And we get Gallo for an extra controllable year, I'd be all in on that. By the way, programming note, want to make sure I preface this. I've got a lot of stuff coming up as football season's nearing us. I can't squeeze in a show in every single day. So what I'm going to start doing, I don't want to do a once a week show because there's too much stuff to cover with the Braves. So what I'm going to start doing is when the series begins, we'll do a show. And then we'll react to whatever has happened. So essentially 2 a week. You're going to get one on Friday or Thursday, depending on when the series starts. If it would have been this week, obviously we would have done one on Thursday and we would have went into the entire series. And then you'll get another one either on Monday or Tuesday, whenever that series starts. So you will get a show on Monday as the Mets series was a 5-game series. We're doing a Mets show, and then we'll do another one on Friday for the Brewers. And so we'll do that going forward because I've got so much content coming at y'all with a bunch of other guys. But we're going to do a lot of football and a lot of other things coming into the fall that I can't squeeze in this as well because I still want to consistently do the take me out to the ball game today. We do that as well, and that kind of catches everyone up on the whole spectrum. And we'll throw a little Braves in there as well. So make sure to check that out. All right, the series this weekend. We've got a series and a half. We've got a 1-game leg up on this series with Philly. Tonight is a big one, and it's a tough one, and it doesn't get any tougher. And this is the make or break game, because if they could find a way to beat Zach Wheeler tonight, the Atlanta Braves very well could win 3 or 4. We've got Max Fried going on the mound, so we've got a chance. And if he pitches like he did last time out, it should be a really fun game to watch, by the way. I hope we get a good pitcher's duel. Nothing better than a great pitcher's duel. Zach Wheeler, he's got a 2.44 ERA. Woo! 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 This late in the season, that's something. That's a something there. You hope he has a bad game, but you can't bet on that. So it's going to be imperative that Fried goes out and slams the door down at the beginning of the game. Don't give up this typical thing that's been going on all year where Fried gets off to a slow start and then he's good in the middle innings. He runs out of gas and he comes out of the game in the early part of the 6th inning and he's given up 2 or 3 runs and the Braves are desperately trying to claw back because Wheeler's going to, you know, Wheeler's going to get his. So that game's tonight, 7:05 first pitch. Tomorrow, it's an early start, 6:05. So it's a little weird start, but 6:05. Not sure why. You would think this would either be 7 o'clock Fox game of the week, or you would think it would be 4 o'clock, like the Yankees and Red Sox are. So I'm assuming Yankees Red Sox may be a nationally televised game, but regardless, you got a 6:10 first pitch tomorrow. It's Smiley versus Velasquez. We've got the upper hand here. Now, if you look at the bare numbers, Smiley's 7-3 with a 4.5 ERA. Velasquez 3-4, but a 5 ERA. Not much of a difference in the ERA, but Smiley has been much better recently. So we've got a definite chance to win that game. And I think we win tomorrow night's game. And then Sunday, it's a 1 o'clock early game, and this will be a tough one. Now, Aaron Nola has not been as shut down as he has been in years past. For all intents and purposes, he's a finesse pitcher. But he's still Aaron Nola, and when he's on and when he's pitching well, when he's on and he's pitching well, he's a tough nut to crack. But we got Touki Toussaint. And if we can get a similar outing, I don't expect the moon and stars. If we can get a similar outing from Touki on Sunday, we've got a fighting chance to win that game. I think we will win Saturday. And we have a fighting chance to win tonight. Just because Wheeler's on the mound doesn't mean we can't win the game. But we need a great outing by Mr. Fried. Because we know our bullpen in all likelihood is going to give up a run or two, even if they pitch well. It's where we are until we get some dominant pieces. So that's the sound. It's time to get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and head out of here, but Braves tonight, 7:05. Next 3 games. I hope when I talk to you on Monday that we are sitting alone in second place. There's no way for us to be in first place. We're 4 games out. We're going to play 3 games, but that will start a 5-game series. So once again, do want to reiterate that we are going to cut this back to the beginning of the series, because I'm running into so much time. You know, for people who don't understand this, I've got a full-time job outside of this. So I do a morning show every single morning. And we got a lot of other content that's going to be ramped up with football season here. And I love every bit of it. I'm not complaining. I just don't have time to do the Braves content as well. So we will see you on Monday. Go Braves. God dog it. We're in second place. Let's stay there, baby. Bare minimum, let's stay there. And by the way, the only other series that matters this weekend, you got the Mets and Blue Jays. The Blue Jays begin tonight with the New York Mets, and it's Matz versus McGill. McGill's pitched pretty well for the Mets, but Steven Matz going back to New York, you know he wants to pitch a good game. So what I'm hoping, best case scenario would be we win 2 of the next 3 games in Philly. I mean, obviously a sweep would be great, but if we can win 2 of the next 3 games in Philly, and the Blue Jays find a way to win 2 of the next 3 games against the Mets, we'll be right there in striking distance on Monday when we start a 5-game series with New York. We will see you Monday. Have a great weekend, y'all. Thanks for watching the Armchair Quarterbacks Braves Country today.
You're in Braves Country.